Well, good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us via the internet, certainly. And we'll start off our November the 17th meeting. First of all, call the meeting to order and the adoption of the agendas and minutes. The adoption of the meeting agenda for November 17, 2020. Councillor Hillier. Second to Councillor Uden. Discussion. All those in favour? Aye. Those opposed? Motion carried. Adoption of the meeting minutes of November the 3rd, 2020. Moved by Councillor Tilley, seconded by Councillor Butler. Discussion. All those in favour? Aye. Those opposed? Motion carried. Business arising from previous minutes. There being none. Visitors, presentations, and petitions. I have a something here this afternoon, today, being National Child Day. Whereas this, it's a proclamation, it's a proclamation on National Child Day. Whereas the National Child Day is celebrated on November 20th each year, and whereas this date marks the occasion when Canada adopted the United Nations Convention on the Rights of the Child, and whereas communities help to create the environments that children need to thrive and succeed, and whereas the town of Conception Bay South recognizes that the future success of any community is largely reliant on the positive developments of its children, and whereas the children of today will be leaders of tomorrow. Resolved that I, Terry French, Mayor of the town of Conception Bay South, do hereby proclaim November the 20th, 2020 as National Child Day in the municipality of Conception Bay South. Resolved that during National Child Day and throughout the year, the town of Conception Bay South will recognize children and those who assist them, and be it further resolved that the town of Conception Bay South will remain committed to honoring the rights of the children. Signed it already on the 17th of November. Thank you very much. Okay, next we have new business. Start off with Deputy Mayor Murphy.
Thank you very much, Your Worship. Just one item I'd like to bring to everybody's attention, that next Tuesday, November the 24th at 4 p.m, the town of Conception Bay South will bring down its 2021 budget. And we anticipate a real good budget this year. We're delighted with what staff has been able to accomplish with our help, or vice versa. But anyway, we're looking forward to the budget presentation at a special meeting of council next Tuesday, the 24th of November at 4 p.m, and it will be live streamed. Thank you.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. Councillor Uden.
Your Worship, I'm wondering if we can reach out to, I don't know what they're called now, Transportation Works or whatever, but I've been, as a resident of Conception Bay South, been complaining about the longest pothole in Conception Bay South. It's at the Seventh-day Adventist Church in Upper Gullies. For, I think my first email was over 2.5 years ago, and this is going on 3 years. And I recognize there's a crosscut there, but somebody has had to put up signs for 3 years saying that there's a pothole. It's open up. I, along with several other residents, have lost tires there and rims, and I just think there's got to be a better way. There's another situation on Monument Road where there's a dispute between the town of who actually owns it, and I just think in this day and age, like, let's get a Zoom meeting together and figure out how we fix the road so that people don't have to complain for the next 3 years. It's just way too long, and it's not a difficult challenge for ourselves as a town. So I think there's got to be some coordination between us and the province in terms of how do we address some of these repairs. I know we've talked about maintenance plans and so forth in the past, and or partnership, but I think there's a better way forward, and I don't know what that looks like, but I'm certain that there's a way forward better. So that's, I guess, my first item, and I'm not sure if a meeting's possible yet, but certainly a conversation. The second item is that just in terms of COVID, I know we've got a couple of new cases today, and there may be a fall spike. I'd just like to commend staff. This year in 2020 has been anything but normal. We've had to pivot, adapt. As the chair of recreation, everything that we do is public, even as council and councillors. Public meetings and discussions with residents and so forth have been severely impacted, and that affects our ability to do our job, and it certainly affects the services that we offer residents. And I'm just pleading for a little bit more patience till there can be a vaccine and we can get on the other side of this, hopefully. So that's it for me, Your Worship.
Thank you, Councillor Uden. Councillor Tilley.
Thank you, Worship. Just one thing to bring up. The sidewalk insulation in the Kelligers area has finally been completed. I believe Farrell's excavating finished off a little bit of paving there the other day, so it's great to see that all the sidewalk work is done between Redbridge and Hines and in around the area of Foxford-Bexus Road, and that's phase 3 of a 3-year plan for sidewalk insulation in our schools, and we certainly hope to do some work again in sidewalk insulation in the coming years. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Hillier.
Yes, Your Worship. I want to welcome to our bay and to our harbour the HMCS Harry de Wolf this week. We've all seen her out in the bay, and as it turns out, she is the Canadian Navy's newest ice-breaking naval vessel. I believe she went into service in July, built in Fredericton, if I'm not, no, not built in Fredericton, built in New Brunswick, if I'm not mistaken. Your Worship, if we didn't have COVID-19 at this point in time, we might do something to celebrate the crew and the ship in our harbour. But at this point in time, obviously we can't do that, so I'm suggesting that perhaps we write a letter to the crew, welcoming them to our part of the province and thanking them for their service.
Thank you, Councillor Hillier. Councillor Bent.
Thank you, Your Worship. Timely that Councillor Uden brought up the issue about finding maybe a new way forward to rectify some long-standing issues. I know you mentioned Monument Road, and that's been certainly on my plate since I came to council, trying to move that forward. I was actually speaking with one of our MHAs this morning regarding that, as well as another one that's been there for about 2 years or so now, and at the corner of Route 60 and Rich's Place. If we can find a better way to get some of these particular items addressed, I'd be all for it, and hopefully we can work with the province to do that. One other thing, Your Worship, I just want to note that it's that time of the year. This year is the 7th annual Riley Mercer Memorial Christmas Toy Drive, and of course this toy drive is done to honor the memories of Alex and Riley Mercer. It's one of those things that a lot of people look to as the real start of the Christmas season, and it gets people in the Christmas spirit. And I tell you, if you want to do something, make yourself feel good, do something good for your community and for people in need this Christmas, you can take part. COVID is not holding them back. They've just had to change the way they're doing it this year. So they're doing a drive-by toy donation run at the Salvation Army Church on December 10th, Thursday. And Louise and Bernie Mercer will be there all day from 10 o'clock in the morning till 7 o'clock at night, 9 hours, receiving gifts to help people in this community. And I think it's a fantastic event that they hold each year, especially to help those in need and, of course, to honor the memory of their children. And I encourage anyone in the town or any other town to come and help donate, help this event and donate a toy. They want unwrapped toy to be dropped off, and they'll say hi, and they'll be there to greet you from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. And of course, the town is helping with the promotion of this event. It's a fantastic event each year in our community. Unfortunately, we won't be able to get together like we usually do for a service, and it's always fantastic, but this is the next best thing. And of course, the real reason for doing this is continuing, and that's the toy donation. So thank you, Your Worship.
Councillor Rick, can you just repeat the date again?
Yep, so it's Thursday, December the 10th.
December 10th.
Yeah, and they're doing it from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m., and that's at the Salvation Army, so a little bit of a drive-through loop, drop off and go, and
Good.
Yeah, so it'll be all day long.
Perfect. Councillor Bursey. Good. Councillor Butler.
Thank you, Your Worship. Went off. Some updates from economic development and little good news. Buy Local, Grow Local. The Conception Bay Area Chamber's Buy Local, Grow Local directory was launched on Monday, October 26th. To date, 328 registered businesses in Conception Bay South have been listed in this directory. The directory is easy to navigate and user-friendly for both shoppers seeking a product locally and for businesses who seek to add a listing. The directory is available by visiting www.conceptionbayarea.ca. I encourage everyone to visit the directory and shop local for the holiday season. Manuals River Markets. In November from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m., the Manuals River Sunday Market Series will continue. Do some shopping and support amazing local vendors, and then grab a bite at Frida's Riverside Cafe. Admission is free. All ages are welcome. Update on trailway repairs. The last of our trailway repairs are ongoing as a result of our winter storm in early 2020. In the coming weeks, we anticipate announcing that the trailway will be open to Warford's Road with only 1 kilometer of developed trail from Warford's Road to Doyle's Road that will remain closed during the winter months. It is our hope to have this fully repaired in 2021. Gateway Trail wayfinding signage. Over the coming weeks, we will be placing wayfinding signage along the 8-kilometer route of the Gateway Trail in Kelligrews, running from the trailway at Gully Pond Road to the Kiwanis, along the lower Gully River through the Gateway commercial area, along Redbridge Road to Pond Road, and westward along the trailway. It has become a popular route and will be easier for visitors to navigate once the signage is in place. And last but certainly not least, Friday marked the last of the Bright Business Achievement Award presentations. I would like to again offer my congratulations to all the winners selected and the over 35 nominations received for the 2020 awards program. It was a little different this year, but with perseverance, our business community prevailed, and we look forward to next year when hopefully we can all join in celebration again together. Thank you, Your Worship.
Thank you. Councillor Davis? You're good? Okay, I'd like to speak about 2 individuals, actually, that I've known most of my life, and I guess a lot of us in the chamber have known them for quite some time, and that they were the first of 7 inducted into the Boxing Newfoundland Ring of Honor, which most sports call it the Hall of Fame. And the 2 of them, of course, is Danny Hunt and Randall Rideout, 2 very dedicated people involved in sport in our town. And I guess Danny Hunt was certainly someone that we all cheered for throughout the years, and I guess he won numerous national medals throughout his career, including a gold and a silver at the Canadian Junior Championships in 1994 and 1996, a gold medal at the National Intermediates in 1997, and a bronze medal in 1995, and a gold medal in 1999 at the Canada Winter Games. Certainly a remarkable feat for a gentleman who grew up in Long Pond, and something that we're all very proud of, and I certainly followed his career throughout that path. And one thing that I always admired about Danny, that after his boxing career was over, every time you go to a boxing event, he was on the side of the ring coaching the young kids. So he's maintained involvement after all those accolades that he received, and certainly a credit to the boxing club here in Conception Bay South and putting it on the map and continuing it. I'm not sure, I haven't heard from Randall yet this year. That's the next guy I'm going to speak about, is Randall Rideout. Randall has been on the provincial executive for many, many years. But I guess more important than that, he's been on the CBS executive, and he's been a builder, a fundraiser. The fellow says he's the chief cook and bottle washer when it comes to boxing in Conception Bay South. And usually every Christmas I'll hear this gravelly voice on the end of the line telling me when I'm getting my hamper. He don't ask me if I'm buying it, he tells me when I'm getting it, and then I pay for it when he shows up. And but he's done yeoman work, and I certainly want to take my hat off to these guys, the 2 of them, 2 local guys, Foxtrap and Long Pond, and representing the town of Conception Bay South with great honor. So I just want to acknowledge their contribution to our town and to the youth of our town. And without further ado, recommendations of the Planning and Development Committee, Chair Councillor Rex Hillier.
Yes, Your Worship, these are recommendations brought forth from our November 10th, 2020 meeting. Number 1, be it so, excuse me.
Councillor Hillier, yes. I have to declare a conflict of interest as my spouse has a similar business.
Yes, Your Worship, be it so resolved that application number 2020-270 received on October 6, 2020, seeking approval to extend an existing accessory building at 11 Dowdens Road with a 4.9 metre by 12.2 metre addition so that the accessory building will have a cumulative lot coverage of 168.5 square metres be approved in accordance with Council's authority as section 5.33 of the town's development regulations. So moved.
Seconder, Councillor Uden. Discussion?
Your Worship, this is a gentleman who runs a sawmill and has been sawing. The back of his building has been open to the bay all along, and he says it's going to be nice now if he can get this filled in so he can actually work indoors in the wintertime.
Good stuff. All those in favour?
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carried.
Number 2, 250 Fowlers Road. Be it so resolved that application number COM-20-084
Councillor Hillier, can I interrupt you for 1 second? Sorry, I just wanted to get Councillor Butler back in. Sorry.
Huh? Okay, we're ready to
Carry on,
move
sir.
on. Councillor Butler is back. Yes, Your Worship, be it so resolved that application number COM-20-084 received on September 30, 2020, seeking approval to park a 14,000 kilogram commercial vehicle at 250 Fowlers Road be refused as particular size, noise, and operation of the vehicle is incompatible.
Second, Councillor Tilley. Discussion? All those in favour?
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carried.
Number 3, be it so resolved that application number 2020-261, seeking approval for a grouped dwelling development in the form of 2 5-unit row dwellings at 501 to 503 Conception Bay Highway, be approved in accordance with Council's authority under section 10.7 of the town's development regulations. So moved.
Seconder, Councillor Uden. Discussion?
Yes, Your Worship, this is, as it says, two 5-unit row dwellings. It's in a property off Route 60 in Foxtrot, just east of Peachtown Road. We received a couple of references concerned about this property going there, but Council has had a good look at it, our staff has had a good look at it, and we think this is an appropriate place for this project to take place.
All those in favour?
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carried.
Your Worship, before the blanket statement, I just want to let our residents know that we have received the land use impact assessment report from OCI, which we talked about in some detail 2 weeks ago.
Carry on.
I just want to let our residents know that the report has arrived. We'll be posting it on our website tomorrow morning. It's a significant piece of information. I believe it's 50 pages with 400 pages of supporting information. Next couple of weeks we'll spend evaluating this report, and from the town's point of view, Stantec, a third-party engineering firm, will do the evaluation for us. I'm sure there'll be people among our residents who will also want to review this document.
Yeah, I think I'm going to vacate the chair for the rest of this conversation. Councillor Hillier, sorry about that.
Okay.
Continue, sir.
Yes, sir. Just providing information at this point in time. For those in the general public who are, and I'm sure there are those who will be, who want to review this document, we will be providing an opportunity to make comment in the coming weeks. At this point in time, we're not sure exactly what that will look like or when it will be, but people will be, chances are with the COVID and so on, it'll be some sort of a Zoom event, but people will be notified. If in fact there are those who want to make comment immediately, they should do it via email through our planning department. The planning department email is simply planning@conceptionbaysouth.ca. And Your Worship, all right, we'll bring in the mayor again.
Sure.
Okay, you blanket statement now?
Blanket statement now, Your Worship. Be it so resolved that the decisions and recommendations made at the Planning and Development Committee meeting on December 10th, 2020 be accepted as presented. So moved.
Seconder, Councillor Davis, discussion? All those in favour?
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you, Your Worship.
Thank you, Councillor Hilder. Recommendations, the Engineering and Public Works Committee, Chair Councillor Junior Bursey.
Yes, Your Worship, we got three recommendations. The first one is a ratification of a PO number 2020-0773-269. So let it be resolved that approval be given to Irving Company Limited to ratify PO number 2020-0773 in the amount of $19,945.62 plus HT. Funds be taken out of the account. So noted.
Seconder, Councillor Hilder, discussion? All those in favour?
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carried.
Second, Your Worship, is a tender 20-13 winter snow clearing services approval to award recommendation. Be it so resolved that approval be given to award tender 20-13 winter snow clearing services to Farrell's Excavating Limited at a standby rate of $200 per hour for 500 hours and an additional rate of $240 plus HST for each required additional hour. So moved.
Seconder, Councillor Tilly, discussion?
Please, Your Worship, just to follow up on that tender, the town engages additional snow clearing equipment each winter season to complement the town's operations during the significant snowfall events. The dedicated availability of additional snow clearing equipment is paramount to provide efficient snow clearing services. The town began its winter control shifts operation on December 1st. At that time, the winter operations will be available 24 hours Monday to Friday and 48-hour on-call coverage Saturday and Sunday. The on-street parking ban will come into effect on December 1st and will stay in effect until April 30th.
All those in favour?
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carried.
And the next one is a capital equipment tilt trailer award. Approval to purchase, be it so resolved that approval be given to purchase a tilt trailer from NL to Buda at a cost of $15,820 plus HST. Funds to be taken out of the account. So noted.
Seconder, Councillor Ben. Councillor Ben, discussion? All those in favour?
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carried.
And following, sir, just a blanket recommendation. Be it so resolved that the recommendations and decisions at the Engineering and Public Works Committee meeting of November 10th, 2020 be accepted as presented. So moved.
Seconder? Councillor Butler, discussion? All those in favour?
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carried. Okay, next we have recommendations, the Recreation and Leisure Services Committee, Chair Councillor Kirk-Uden.
Your worship, just a blanket recommendation, but just a kind of a report on some things from committee. As I mentioned earlier, I guess this is not a normal year, and I guess, you know, from our perspective, we've been discussing, I guess, how we approach a lot of our events and so forth over the holiday season. The town has explored several options to help its residents celebrate the season. This year's tree lighting ceremony will be virtual and will be shared to residents through our YouTube channel. As the traditional parade is not recommended by our provincial health authority, we looked at the potential of a reverse parade. Feedback from residents on that option was mixed, with around 35–36% saying they would attend, and I guess the remainder not or unsure. There were also several safety issues with this style of parade for the people that are actually participating in the floats, and we had some deep discussions on that. This kind of led, I guess, the committee and staff to look at, is there another option? So the town decided in the spirit of the season that we would light up a space within the community that residents can visit with their families or in their bubbles. A portion of Manuel's River and portion of the Trailway and the Gallagher Walk will be decorated with lights and different features that will be lit from 6:30 to 10:30 p.m. daily until after the New Year. Residents can enjoy a light walk along with trail and fresh air, keep socially distanced from others at no charge. Further details on the lighting will be available soon at the town's website and social media. So I think, you know, I'm pretty impressed with staff with some of the ideas that they did come up with. That's one that the glass half full, we get to try something a little bit different, and maybe that could be a new tradition. We also understand that I'm going to ask all residents to get their Griswold out. Some of them are pretty enthusiastic with their lighting displays, but each and every year many take pride, and this year we have a best decorated house and best decorated business, and residents can submit a picture for judging, and sometime after Christmas, once the properties are judged, we'll make those awards like we have in previous years. I guess the other, consideration for the holiday season is New Year's, and I know that you know, traditionally we'd have a family skate at 7 o'clock in the evening or 6 o'clock, and we'd follow that by fireworks and so forth. And it was a big celebration, it was a big gathering of people. This year, we've been looking at activities, and we've decided that because of several factors, including safety, there will not be a fireworks display for New Year's Eve. However, the town will be offering several skating sessions throughout the day to accommodate the demand from participants, while also obeying social distancing guidelines. We got limited numbers under direction for provincial health with how many people we can have in a public thing, and given the event of that magnitude, hopefully this option will allow people to get out in their bubbles and families and do so throughout the day. So we'll have more information as that time comes near New Year's, and hopefully residents can celebrate in their own way too as well. So that being said, be it so resolved that the recommendations, decisions made at the Recreation Leisure Services meeting of November 9th, 2020 be accepted as presented. So moved.
Seconder? Councillor Tilly, I just wanted to add to that on the events for Christmas, that, and it's early days yet, but the Mayor of St. John's reached out to me today, and Gayleen Gulliver through the city, I think she's involved with the Downtown Association, excuse me, and they're planning something as well, and asked us if we'd like to take part in it as a town. So I guess maybe there'll be even more things that we can be involved in on a regional perspective if that all goes ahead, and I guess we'll wait for the details of that to unfold as well. So.
Yeah, and like safety has been our priority for everything that we've done. I know there's a lot of residents eager to get back into some sort of normal. Just a little bit of patience would be appreciated, and hopefully we can all get through this.
All those in favor? Aye. Those opposed? Motion carried. Thank you, Councillor Uden. Recommendations of Financial Administration Services Committee, Chair Deputy Mayor Richard Murphy.
Thank you very much, Your Worship. Before we get into the regular recommendations, I'd like to bring in one that was approved earlier from the Committee of the Whole meeting, number 20. and is regarding the Library Construction Management Services approval to award. The resolution is Your Worship, during the committee of the whole, you declared a conflict on this.
Oh,
particular
sorry,
item.
I didn't know there was a, coming up there.
So the resolution is, be it so resolved that approval be given to award construction manager, Town of Conception Bay South Library, to RCS Construction, Inc., for the bid price of $224,250, including HST. The funds are to be taken from the capital project. So moved. Seconded by Councillor Uden. Discussion. If I could, I'd just like to take a moment to talk about this very exciting recommendation. We've been a long while getting to this point, and we're finally getting there. We're delighted to see the construction phase of the library moving forward. As a growing town council is focused on meeting the increasing needs and demands of our residents, and this is the next big project for Conception Bay South. We would like to thank the Provincial Information and Library Resources Board and the Department of Education and Early Childhood Development for their continued support. No doubt, the new library has been a long time in the making, and we have been committed to this project since day one, and we're thrilled to see it continuing to progress in a positive direction. The construction manager will work in partnership with the Town of Conception Bay South and the project's engineering consultants to oversee the project, including finalizing the design and managing the construction costs. The preliminary floor plan has been finalized in consultation with Provincial Information and Library Resources Board. Energy efficiency and sustainability, as well as long-term operating and maintenance costs, are priorities within the design. The Provincial Information and Library Resources Board, with the support of the Department of Education and Early Childhood Development, will contribute $230,000 annually towards the cost of the library. The town will cover the remaining costs for construction, operation, and maintenance. The total funding of the new facility is $4 million, which includes HST and interest. So we're very excited to bring this forward tonight, and we look forward to a spring start. They're saying spring of 2021 with completion in early 2022. So it's going next to the recreation complex at Remembrance Square, and as soon as the snow and ice disappears, we'll see excavators up there digging up the parking lot. So we're delighted that that's going to happen. Anyway, I guess we'll call for the vote. All those in favour?
All right.
Contrary-minded, motion's carried. And we can invite the mayor back in now.
All right, sir, carry on.
Okay, thank you. Recommendations coming out of our meeting held on November the 10th. Accounts payable check register. Be it so resolved that approval be given to pay accounts payable checks totaling $649,502.76. So moved.
Seconder, Councillor Butler, discussion? All those in favour? Aye. Those opposed? Motion carried.
The next item is ratification of manual checks previously released. Be it so resolved that approval be given to pay manual checks previously released totaling $440,497.23. So moved.
Seconder,
Second.
Councillor Hillier, discussion? All those in favour? Those opposed? Motion carried.
And it's my turn to declare conflict of interest on item number 3, Your Worship. There's a family business there who's on the list, so I'll ask Councillor Tilley if he'd bring that recommendation forward.
Go ahead, Councillor Dilly.
Thank you, Your Worship. The next one on capital invoices, the recommendation, this is, I guess, just we're paying our bills. So be it so resolved that approval be given to pay capital invoices totaling $576,096.15 as listed below. So moved.
Seconder. Councillor Bursey, discussion. All those in favour?
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carried. Someone get Deputy Mayor, please. I think we're at number 4 there, Deputy Mayor.
Tax and other receivables adjustments. Be it so resolved that approval be given to adjust tax and other receivable accounts as per the attached list. So moved.
Seconder. Councillor Tilly, discussion. All those in favour? Those opposed? Motion carried.
And the final one, Your Worship, is be it so resolved that the recommendations and decisions made at the Financial and Administrative Services Committee meeting of November 10th, 2020 be accepted as presented. So moved.
Seconder. Councillor Bursey, discussion. All those in favour? Those opposed? Motion carried. Thank you, Deputy Mayor Murphy. Next, recommendations of the Economic Development and Tourism Committee Chair, Councillor Christine Butler.
Thank you, Your Worship. Presentation of recommendations of the meeting held on November 10th, 2020. First recommendation, CAN Export Community Investment 2020 funding. Recommendation, be it so resolved that approval be granted to amend the existing contribution agreement with Global Affairs Canada CAN Export Community Investment 2020 program, accepting an additional $51,720 to offset investment attraction initiatives. So moved.
Seconder. Councillor Bent. Discussion.
Yes, Your Worship. Each year the town applies for and is fortunate to receive funding from Global Affairs Canada. The town's contribution agreement for 2020 requires amending due to additional funds being made available to the town. This funding will be used to offset investment attraction readiness initiatives that have taken place in 2020.
All those in favour? Those opposed? Motion carried.
Number 2, Downtown Walk Project. Recommendation.
Your Worship, I'm going to declare a conflict. I work with one of the agencies that is providing some of the money on this project, so I'm going to leave.
Okay, Councillor Uden. Carry on, Councillor Butler.
Downtown Walk Project. Recommendation. Be it so resolved that approval be given to enter into a contribution agreement with ACOA for the development of a connector trail from the Royal Newfoundland Yacht Club to downtown Conception Bay South and wayfinding signage. ACOA will be providing $24,010 of the total project budget. And further, be it so resolved that approval be given to enter into a contribution agreement with TCII for the development of a connector trail from the Royal Newfoundland Yacht Club to downtown CBS and wayfinding signage. TCII will be providing $10,368 of the total project budget. And further, be it so resolved that funds totaling $10,452 be allocated by the town to the project totaling $44,830 for the Grand Concourse Authority to develop a trail connection and wayfinding signage, creating a downtown walking route from the Royal Newfoundland Yacht Club to the community park and T-Railway per the town's tourism development strategy. Expenditures are to be charged to account so noted. So moved.
Seconder. Councillor Hillier. Discussion.
Yes, Your Worship. One of the projects identified as part of the town's tourism development strategy is the Downtown Walk project. Funding for this project will come from 3 levels of government and involves the development of a trail connection and wayfinding signage from the Yacht Club to the downtown connecting Greenslades Place to Bishop's Road. Matching signage will be also placed on the T-Railway directing users to the downtown CBS area. Public notice have been circulated to residential properties on Bishop's Road, Johnson Place, Greensides Place, Doris Place, and Greenslade Road to advise of the project, which is expected to commence November 18th. It is anticipated the project will take 2 to 3 weeks. This project improves connectivity between our commercial and tourism assets, of which we are very proud.
All those in favor? Those opposed? Motion carried.
In the blanket recommendation, be it so resolved that, oh, sorry. The blanket recommendation, be it so resolved that the recommendations, decisions made at the Economic Development and Tourism Committee meeting of November 20, 2020 be accepted as presented. So moved.
Seconder, Councillor Bent. Discussion? All those in favor? Those opposed? Motion carried. Thank you, Councillor Butler. Next, other committee reports.
Yes, Your Worship, I just want to mention that the ATV Users Group Committee held a meeting last evening via Zoom. Director of Economic Development, Jennifer Lake, and I attended the meeting. Just want to report that they are moving along. They're still committed to getting this trailway developed, and hopefully they will soon enough, but they have run into a little bit of a glitch in obtaining some land, or getting around some land up in Seal Cove, right? Up around Indian Pond. Anyway, they're working on that, so they're going to approach Hydro again and see if they can get some changes made. But just wanted to report that the committee is working very well, and they're committed to getting the job done. Thank you.
Yeah, I certainly want to thank the committee, because this stuff, it just takes so darn long, especially when you're dealing with land and governments and private land. I know it seems like an endless struggle, but I just want to thank them on behalf of the residents and yourself and the director for getting involved. What seems like a slow process, but it's obviously making progress, so that's good to hear. Other committee reports, there being none, call for a motion to adjourn. Moved by Deputy Mayor Murphy, seconded by Councillor Tilley. All those in favour? Those opposed? Motion carried. Good night, everyone. Thank you.